Hi, I'm Dr. Glen Nagel, and today we're at Mountain Rose Herbs, and we're talking about finding a decent demulcent, the kind of demulcent that's not too dry, the decent demulcents, something that can help this wise guy. I'm looking for a decent demulcent, one that does the trick. A slimy, gooey mass that's nice and thick. It helps dry mouth when saliva is scant, or use it at home as a personal lubricant. Most folks, they say they don't like Dr. Slime, but in the world of herbalism, I'm sublime. A decent demulcent, a smooth, slimy mass, a decent demulcent, the issues of my past. First we crawl out of the ocean so deep, get out of the muck and grow feet. We fall in love, and ocean we go in a hormonal haze that has a demulcent flow. Decent demulcent, one that's not too dry. A decent demulcent, help this wise guy. A decent demulcent to calm my tissues. A decent demulcent, you know I got a lot of issues. First there's cinnamon, everyone's favorite spice. Put it in your coffee, tea, or apple pie would be nice. It's soothing and astringent and supports your blood sugar, but if you leave it in the cup all day, it forms one big booger. Althea is a mucilage, white fluffy ball it can't be. It's pure mucilage, a fluffer nut you can see. It grows behind every garden, behind every door, and it's the best herb if you are poor. Ulmus fova, it's a hard name to say. It's from the slippery elm tree down Appalachian Way. The inner bark is peeled off in long, big strips. It's a nutritive mucilage, just don't step on it or you'll slip. Now there's fucus, the seaweed, with its own slimy alginates. It's been shown by some to help your weight. It smells like the beach in not so complimentary way, and it would have a very different meaning if it had a letter K. Subvidum is a healing herb, oh very school. It can kick this blues man, oh what a fool. The root is slimy, the leaf is less. Keep it to the skin, as that would be best. I'm a decent demulcent, one that's not too dry. A decent demulcent, help this wise guy. A decent demulcent, soothe my tissues. A decent demulcent, solve some of my issues. I need a decent demulcent, one that's not too shy. A decent demulcent, help this wise guy. A decent demulcent, soothe my tissues. A decent demulcent, you know I got a lot of issues. Bring home that decent demulcent blues. Demulcent is a slimy, gooey mass that comes from plants. And so we have 5 kinds of herbal demulcents, and I want to talk about each one and how to use them, because demulcents can be used for anything that's hot, dry, or irritated, because they're cooling and they're soothing. And if you use demulcents on the skin, that's called an emollient, and so that can help with dry skin, cracked skin. And so we'll start with the 2 classics, and the first one is marshmallow. Althea officinalis. The wonderful thing about marshmallow, it's a perennial, it's easy to grow, you can dry the root, you can use it fresh. The mucilage is almost the purest. It's very clear and it's very non-flavored. It's just a slight astringency. And so you can use that originally for making marshmallows. The second one is also a classic, and that's slippery elm bark, Ulmus fava, and that's the inner bark of the slippery elm tree. The mucilage in there is also very sweet and very mild, so it can be used for people that have challenging palates. It's also a little bit more nutritional because it's the inner bark of a tree. It has lots of minerals and a little bit more sugars. And so traditionally that was mixed into, say, like applesauce or apple juice to make a slippery elm gruel. The key thing with all the demulcents is always use cold water. If you use hot water, it makes lumps in your gravy. Cold water, you can keep the lumps from forming. Then we have comfrey, Symphytum officinalis, and that's only best used topically. And so that demulcent can be used in salves and creams, and it's really great on the skin. Then we have everybody's favorite, cinnamon. This is the quills or the bark of cinnamon. Cinnamon's unique. It's by far the most flavorful one because of the wonderful cinnamon flavor. But it also has an astringing property and a soothing property. And so in herbal medicine, when you have two opposites, you call that astringing and soothing, you would call that a tonic, because it could be used for somebody with a dry condition or a moist condition because it has both properties. That's probably why it's one of the world's most commonly used spices. Cinnamon, love that one. And then the final one is the sea plant. That is the fucus or the bladderwrack. On the shore of the beach where they grow, the bladderwracks have little pods, and when you crack them open, you see clear gel. Kind of looks like aloe vera of the sea, but it has a seaweed kind of flavor and smell, so it's not pleasant for everybody. But if you wanted to make a cold infusion of these, you fill any of these jars up with cold water, put the lid on and stir them up and set them in the fridge overnight. Strain them out, and when you strain them out, you get, I have here seaweed gel made from Chondrus crispus, or Irish moss, which is another great seaweed. And it forms a beautiful carrageenan-rich, seaweed-smelling, seaweed-flavored demulcent. And if you see when I pour it, this is how you tell something is a demulcent, is you slide it between your fingers and it will be slippery. Even tinctures can have demulcent effects. That way you know there's natural slippery demulcent properties. And so this seaweed gel could be used in making foams, it could be used in beauty products on the skin, it could be used as a drink, it could be put into smoothies. So these are the herbal demulcents, the top 5. Get to know them, you can use them. Thanks.